all you Stuvero fans out there who are watching my review right now. Either you've already seen my first ever review of WWE Fastlane, or you're just looking for something new, or you just happen to come across my review as it is. Whichever one it is, I hope that you do enjoy it and that you come back for more. This is my WWE Smackdown review. I hope you enjoy it. Have a good one. So let's start off with the Naomi versus Natalya match. I admit, when I first saw them coming out, when I first saw the match was on, I was a bit skeptical. I thought they were going to do a repeat of Monday Night Raw with that very short match. I was almost disappointed at the beginning of the match. I was almost thinking, oh, it's so slow paced. It looks like an act has been put on. And I was very worried about that. But as the match progressed, I started getting more into it, actually enjoying it a little bit more, and I was happy. I was happy with the match overall. I enjoyed the ending, especially how Natalya was playing possum with her knee, and she pretty much suckered Naomi in, and then finished off with her finishing move, and I quite enjoyed that. And then so I didn't find anything really wrong with that match overall. I enjoyed the ending, and I thought it actually shows that they perhaps I don't think I've seen this before. At least it's very rare that it happens, that there's two Divas matches in the same night, as in general, but especially at WrestleMania. It's very, very rare that you'll see two Divas matches in one night. So I'm very interested to see where they go with this, whether they'll end up having it six-person mixed tag team match between the Usos and Naomi versus Kid and Cesaro and Natalya, or if they are going to have singles matches between Natalya and Naomi, and then the tag team match between the Usos and Kid and Cesaro, or the other alternative, because you have to still keep in mind that, and this is where I was getting at, that there's also going to be Nikki Bella versus Paige. It's very likely going to happen for the Divas title. Nikki Bella versus Paige for the Divas title at WrestleMania, and so it's very likely that match will happen. So if I had to hazard a guess, I would say that this rivalry between Naomi and Natalya is only going to go as far as the week before WrestleMania itself, and that's where they're going to have their match, because there are so many different matches that I can already see happening at WrestleMania that I can't see them being able to fit in a Natalya versus Naomi match unless they have one of those minute matches again, which I'd be very disappointed in if they did, but that's the only way I can see them having two Divas matches in one night at WrestleMania. And so there's that can possibly end up happening, but I will not be happy if they do. I've mentioned it before. I think the Divas division should actually be honored more. The Divas division should be brought up more. Divas deserve to have longer matches, especially when there are Divas that are working their ass off more than certain superstars on the roster. that especially makes me think that that the Divas division deserves longer matches, longer promos, and better promos, I should say, and yeah, and I think it's especially a good point that when divas are not happy being on the WWE roster and actually want to be on NXT instead, you should be worried. And I hope that WWE is actually taking that into account, or actually looking at that and thinking, what if we actually lose our divas division on the main roster? What will we do then? And I'm going to leave it at that and move forward from there. Fandango versus Curtis Axel. I'm going to just put it out there right now. I quite like this Axel mania that Curtis Axel is putting on. I certainly hope that Curtis Axel gets a push, even though at the moment he's quite obviously not. At least to the extent that he's losing his matches. He's putting on good promos, but he's losing his matches. He does make a good point that technically he was not even eliminated from the Royal Rumble. So technically, if you want to speak it technically, he is still in the match. And technically is the last man standing. So I quite like this Axelmania thing that Curtis Axel is doing. And by the looks of it, so far, I don't think that they're going to. I don't think that the Andre the Giant Battle Royal this year will be as big as last year in regards with the number of superstars in it. Last year they had 30-man Battle Royal for the trophy, but that was more to symbolize the 30 years of WrestleMania. So I think I would say if I had to hazard a guess as to how many superstars will be in that Battle Royal, I'd say somewhere between 10 and 15 superstars. And it's probably going to, more likely than not, going to be lower to mid-card superstars. I can see, we already know, I think, that Miz, Fandango, Curtis Axel, and I'm pretty sure Mizdow will be in that Battle Royal match. And I can see it, maybe not Mizdow winning. I don't know, maybe Mizdow will win it. Maybe that will be his big break to outshine The Miz. But either Mizdow will win it or Mizdow will end up eliminating The Miz, which will then lead to a bigger feud. I was hoping that The Miz and Mizdow would have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. It could still happen. That it could be that Miz is eliminated by Mizdow in the Battle Royal. Miz quickly then inserts himself back in and throws Mizdow over the rope, out of revenge, and then later on in the WrestleMania night they have a match. But it could end up being that their match, one-on-one match, only ends up being at the next pay-per-view, which is Extreme Rules. So much can happen at this point that, this is what I love. This is the point where I quite enjoy WWE, when it becomes unpredictable or it becomes that there are so many options that WWE could go, so many different ways WWE could go, that you're not sure what's going to happen next. So back to Curtis Axel versus Fandango. I said I like this Axelmania gimmick. It's more of a play on from Yeselmania from last year, as well as Hulkamania. I think it's a great idea. Going into the match against Fandango, I enjoyed the match, I must say. I was kind of hoping for Curtis Axel win, but at the same time, I do like Fandango as well. I think he's a great superstar, has a lot of potential. He just needs that push. I can perhaps even seeing sometime soon, maybe not that soon, but sometime in the future, Curtis Axel and Fandango teaming up and one day winning the tag team titles. Or even if they go it on their own in a singles competition, I can see them going somewhere. And I really hope to see that push sometime soon. I like rooting for the younger talent now, especially the younger talent that really works hard, that has tremendous talent as well, who deserve that push. So I really hope to see a push with these guys soon. So then the Mizdow, and we go into the Mizdow segment backstage where Mizdow has his commercial shoot and the Miz interrupts it. And you have Miz coming out and pretty much making fun of Mizdow, saying that Mizdow does not have his own personality, that Mizdow does not have his own identity, that he has to kind of feed off somebody else's identity to get somewhere in WWE. And I quite enjoyed the segment. It's still to that point where Mizdow is not doing anything about it, and I think this is what could lead up to WrestleMania, whether it be in the Battle Royal or if Miz and Mizdow end up facing each other at WrestleMania. There's going to be something that ends up imploding between the two at WrestleMania, and what I like about it is that they're building it up. They're not letting things happen too fast between Miz and Mizdow. They're not letting Mizdow blow up too quickly, where it ends up being this back and forth thing over a few weeks that they usually do leading up to a pay-per-view. No, they're going to build it up a bit more to the point where maybe a week before WrestleMania or even at WrestleMania itself, Mizdow finally explodes, has had enough, and just going to outshine the Miz. And so I quite enjoyed this. I'm excited to see where they take it from here. Goldust versus Adam Rose. Going into the match, I thought Stardust was going to do what Goldust did on Monday Night Raw and come out in his entrance during the match, distract Goldust, and that's where Adam Rose would get the win. But no, they took a different turn. They let Goldust win outright. But I knew that something was going to happen. I knew that there was going to be something that happens with Stardust coming out and attacking Goldust. And as Goldust was walking up the ramp, I knew that Stardust must be a rosebud in the suit, and that's exactly what happened. Commentary played it well by pretending that they did not even expect Stardust to be in the rosebud suit. So I quite enjoyed that. You know, I love it so much because it's also building up to WrestleMania. Stardust versus Goldust. What we want to see. They had a good back and forth match at Fastlane. Again, I hate the ending botch. Maybe it was meant to end in roll up, but just with the referee. But I'm looking forward to their match at WrestleMania. It's going to happen. Stardust versus Goldust. It will be an excellent match. Then we go on to the interview with Roman Reigns. There's not going to be much said about it. We can see Roman Reigns is ready for WrestleMania. He is ready to fight Brock Lesnar. Something I noticed about this interview though is that Roman Reigns has become a really good talker. That while his promos in the ring still have quite a bit to improve. He is getting there. He is getting better, and I think the reason why WWE is letting Roman Reigns have so many of these interviews and these talking segments is to build him up as a character, showing the audience that Roman Reigns can speak, can actually be good on the microphone as well, and I think he is getting so much better as long as he doesn't try too hard. Like during this interview, he made a sarcastic joke when he was asked, how is he preparing, how is he going to prepare for this match against Brock Lesnar. He tried a sarcastic joke by saying, it's been a while since I've been on the cruise, back on the island, so maybe I'll do that for a few weeks and all that. He tried to make it humorous by being sarcastic. It didn't come out that way, and I think, look, he has a lot of room for improvement, and I think as the weeks go by, as he gets to be able to do more talking segments, he will be able to get better and better, and come WrestleMania, he will probably be excellent. I'm not going to say it downright that he will be excellent, but I'm saying he has potential to be by that time. Bad News Barrett talking to Daniel Bryan. Bad News Barrett was pretty much out there saying Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose are losers, and that both superstars do not deserve the spotlight. And I thought the segment was very good. And then you had Dean Ambrose coming out, Bad News and Dean Ambrose getting into a bit of a brawl. I quite enjoyed the part where Daniel Bryan was kind of teasing Bad News with the title, saying, maybe I should take it, maybe I should be the one to steal it now. Almost like teasing him by instead of giving the title to Bad News, he actually, kind of, holds it away a little and says, no, and he laughs about it as well. I thought the whole segment was pretty funny, and then you got to the point where it's just pretty predictable. Daniel Bryan giving the title to Bad News, Dean Ambrose kicking Bad News in the gut, and then Daniel Bryan following it with a high kick. I thought it was done pretty well. After that, obviously, Dean Ambrose taking the title back again, his borrowing it a little bit longer. And then we went on to the match with Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. Good match. The main point of it again was how Bad News stole the Intercontinental title back. Dean Ambrose with the win. You then see Bad News backstage again, being asked a question, and Bad News talking about how he will not take his eyes off his Intercontinental title again. Then we go on to the Daniel Bryan. Then we go on to the Daniel Bryan versus Bad News. So the Daniel Bryan versus Bad News match. We once again had R-Truth at commentary, which kind of makes you wonder, is R-Truth going to be a part of this Intercontinental title picture? Because during the match, at one point during the match, you had Daniel Bryan. You had Daniel Bryan have the yes lock on Bad News, and in a funny segment, you had R-Truth taking off the headset and tiptoeing to the side of the ring, taking the title, putting it under his shirt. When he sits down, he places the title somewhere. And it was just, I felt on a whole, it was just such a funny segment. A funny thing to do. And after, anyway, so once all is said and done, Daniel Bryan hits the high knee to Bad News Barrett and wins the match. And then you get Bad News looking for his title, wondering where his title has gone. R-Truth showing that he doesn't have the title. And then it skips to the segment backstage between R-Truth and Dean Ambrose. And this was the funniest segment I've seen in a long time. Where Dean Ambrose are just talking to each other casually, and the way they're talking about it is as if R-Truth has won the championship, and then Dean Ambrose is saying that he's going to come after that championship, and then R-Truth was like, well, do you want it? And Dean Ambrose was like, yes. And R-Truth was like, well, yeah, you can take it. The title has changed hands twice in one night, and I absolutely loved this segment. It was so well done. It was hilarious, and this is the point where I think this is where creative does a really good job in WWE, where they can actually make comedic segments like this, and I quite enjoy it. It makes me wonder now where they're going to go with this whole thing. Which superstars are they going to add to the Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania? We obviously know it's going to be pretty obvious. Bad News Barrett will definitely face Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. But will there be superstars added? Last week on Monday Night Raw, we saw Dolph Ziggler pointing to the Intercontinental Championship after a certain segment with Bad News as well, where Dean Ambrose took the title. We're kind of wondering, is Dolph Ziggler going to be a part of it? Daniel Bryan is now in the mix as well. Is Daniel Bryan going to be a part of an Intercontinental title match? We now also have R-Truth a part of it, who's both on Raw and Smackdown, has been a part of commentary during Bad News Barrett's matches. Kind of makes you wonder, where are we going to go? Where is WWE taking these superstars? We know that before WWE Fastlane, there was kind of, I think it was just after the Royal Rumble actually, there was kind of almost Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler teasing at a possible match at WrestleMania between them two. Maybe those two will still face off against each other. Maybe we'll still see Dolph Ziggler vs Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, and maybe there will be a triple threat match between Bad News Barrett, R-Truth, and Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe, maybe not. There's so many things that could happen leading up to WrestleMania, and this is what I love about WrestleMania season. It started off badly with the Royal Rumble, but ever since then, we have been getting unpredictable segments happening, unpredictable rivalry. Where are they going to take things next? And then that leads me onto the final match, which makes me wonder about Dolph Ziggler. Because now Dolph Ziggler, after being put on in a one-on-one match on Raw, I think it was against Bad News Barrett, he is now put again into a six-man tag team match with Eric Rowan and Ryback against Seth Rollins, Kane, and Big Show. And, I'm always thinking, I'm expecting a match between Seth Rollins and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So I'm really wondering what's happening right now. Where is this rivalry going to go? And you know, because it could go anyways, I'm going to put a prediction that it will probably, we'll probably get Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Probably, not guaranteed, but it will likely happen, which will probably leave Ryback and Eric Rowan versus Big Show and Kane at WrestleMania. I thought before Fastlane, when there was that tension between Big Show and Kane, that those two would end up facing at WrestleMania, but it looks like the WWE is not going to go that route and are actually going to keep the two together for now. You know, perhaps we'll leave the rivalry between the two for another time. Anything can happen. Like I said, this is the beauty of the road to WrestleMania, is that it becomes so unpredictable leading to it. Anything can happen. WWE can go any way they like, and it could be the complete opposite of what we are expecting. Even at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, that could go either way, and the ending could be completely different to what we expect. Seth Rollins could end up cashing in his Money in the Bank and winning the title. Anything can happen leading to WrestleMania. But on to the 6-man tag team match. I thought it was very well done. I admit I was expecting Seth Rollins, Kane and Big Show to win that match. But I thought it was very well done how the team of Eric Rowan, Dolph Ziggler and Ryback turned the tables on what the Authority usually do. You know, the type of things by throwing Jamie Noble into the ring and distracting the ref. And from there, Dolph Ziggler giving a super kick to Seth Rollins, which then led into the shell shock to Seth Rollins and getting the 1-2-3 victory from there. I did not entirely expect that. Once Eric Rowan threw Jamie Noble into the ring, I did see that coming, but from the beginning of the match, I did not expect it. I thought it was very well done, and so I was happy with that. I root for all of these guys. I think all of these guys are tremendous talent. They work their asses off for sure, and they all deserve the spotlight, to be honest. Leading into WrestleMania, I'm excited to see what happens. Like I said, anything can happen. It can go either way, and I'm really excited to see what happens. And that's all that needs to be said, really. I hope you've enjoyed this Smackdown review. If you enjoyed it, please comment on the video of anything you want to say. Tell me your opinions. If you want me to respond back, I will. If there's a comment that you have an opinion on, I will probably respond to it anyways. If there's a discussion you want to talk about, then great. I'm going to start trying to do more reviews of different things, not just Raw, SmackDown and pay-per-views, but I'm going to look at doing reviews on certain superstars as well, past and present, and possibly even future stars. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe, like my video, comment. Tell me what you think, guys. This is Stu Vero. Peace out.